This is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with News 3 Now. If you test positive for COVID-19 in Dane County, there's a good chance a contact tracer will not be calling.
That's because the number of positive cases is too high for the department to keep up with. Our Gabriella Becerra is at the Alliant Energy testing site now. Gabby, this means contact tracing basically falls on all of us now, right?
Exactly. Contact tracing is a precaution that helps prevent the further spread of COVID-19. So right now, if you test positive, public health is counting on you to tell the people that you've been in contact with that they could have been exposed. But public health in Madison and Dane County Director Janelle Heinrich says we don't have to get to the point of exposure by doing what they've been saying for months. Avoid gatherings, wear a mask, and stay 6 feet apart from others. Madison Mayor Santia Rhodes Conway says this crisis points to the need for resources in smaller communities across the state.
We have folks coming from around the state to get tested here. We have folks coming from around the state to use our hospital systems. I don't begrudge that, but that means that there is a need around the state for more testing and for more health care.
The mayor is encouraging people to rethink trick-or-treating on Halloween or parties on Badger and Packer game days. Doctors from the 3 big hospitals in our area also joined local leaders today to say that the same crisis that we're experiencing out here in the community is affecting our healthcare system as well.
Gabriella Becerra live at the Alliance Center. Gabby, thank you. This will not impact UW Health's work to contact trace. The provider will still handle contact tracing for UW-Madison students, employees, and their close contacts.
Several dozen more people have died from COVID-19 in Wisconsin since we updated you last night. That puts us at nearly 1,700 deaths since March. 3,709 new cases today, bringing the state's lifetime total to 182,864. About 1 in 5 of those remain active. The State Department of Health Services said 167 more people were also hospitalized. The state's new Overflow Hospital near Milwaukee got its first patient today. Governor Evers opened the site at State Fair Park last week. The center will provide patients with remdesivir and has oxygen on hand as well. Governor Evers and the DHS urge all of us to stay home as much as possible to stop the spread of the virus, relieve pressure on healthcare workers, and to save lives.
There is support in Rock County this week, from a familiar team to those who live in Dane County.
Today, the National Guard launched its COVID testing site in Janesville. Adam Duxter spoke with public health workers who say this is coming at just the right time.
Today marks the start of several weeks of testing happening right here at Blackhawk Tech in Janesville. And when it's all said and done, Wisconsin's National Guard will have tested thousands of people, which they hope will take some of the stress off of some of the other testing sites throughout the state.
A packed lot filled with people hoping to get one of the 300 available tests shows there's still cause for concern in Rock County. As of today, there are more than 1,300 active cases countywide, and it's been that way for the last several days. There are also 5 more people in the hospital today, bringing the total of those receiving health care to just 1 shy of its all-time high. Public health officials say the testing at BTC is a big help.
Well, even though we're 8 months into this, there's still a limitation on supplies. And so when these testing sites come to our county or to our community, it opens up more testing.
The National Guard will do tests at Blackhawk Tech Wednesdays and Thursdays from now until December 10th. But Nurse Martinez says in the meantime, it's important to follow COVID guidelines and stay home when possible.
And if you missed out on getting your free coronavirus test today, well, there's no need to worry. They'll start testing again tomorrow here at the same location on Blackhawk Tech's campus at 11 a.m. and go until they run out of those 300 test kits. In Janesville, Adam Duxter, News 3 Now.
Administrators at Blackhawk Tech say they are hoping to increase the testing capacity in the coming weeks.
Total cases of COVID-19 are still on the rise, but so are the number of people surviving COVID.
Now, that doesn't mean we're in the clear, not even close, of course. Brady Mallory explains doctors want to put that progress in perspective. Brady?
Yeah, that's right. First, Dr. Nazia Safter says we still need to take this virus seriously. COVID's death rate for people who end up in the hospital is still higher than many infectious diseases, including the flu. It's at nearly 8%, but that's down from the 25% range. A study from the Journal of Hospital Medicine looked at a single health system and found the mortality rate for hospitalized patients dropped by 18%. Dr. Safter with UW Health says there are a few reasons for the decline.
I think the improvement in mortality is due in large part because there's more therapeutics available, there's good supportive care, and most importantly, health systems, when they aren't overwhelmed, can do a much better job than when they are.
Well, she says even if someone survives COVID, they still could have lingering health issues for quite a while. She says it's still important to follow safety guidelines to help slow the spread of the virus, to keep people safe and out of the hospital. Despite the findings of this study, there's a grim outlook for this winter. The Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation now suggests the number of Americans who will die from COVID will surpass 300,000 by February.
Brady, thank you. A partly cloudy day, and we could see some showers tonight. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Yeah, we did manage to get some sunshine in here, but the clouds are moving back in. You can see this on visible cloud track. Lots of clouds in the northern and central parts of the state, but now the clouds starting to come back in from Iowa and Illinois. And in fact, there already are a few showers down toward the Illinois state line while snow is falling to our north. We're kind of in between right now, but expect showers to gradually overspread southern Wisconsin, and we'll see some thunderstorms by tomorrow morning. Where the areas that had sunshine, those areas are in the 50s right now. Madison still at 52, Janesville at 54. But to the north, the cloud cover has kept temperatures in the 40s over our northern viewing area and in the 30s farther to the north into central and northern Wisconsin. By tomorrow morning, we'll be in the middle 40s with some showers, perhaps even an isolated thunderstorm. Tomorrow will be milder with high temperatures around 57, but that'll be in the evening hours. Areas north of Madison could stay in the 40s. Areas south of Madison, down in Rock County, could see temperatures in the 60s with some thunderstorms and perhaps even the potential for a stronger thunderstorm tomorrow evening. I'll have more details in weather in a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. We now know how many people lined up to vote early starting yesterday. Madison and Milwaukee led the way. More than 75,000 people cast their ballots in person on Tuesday. That included more than 4,000 in Milwaukee. We saw about 2,000 in Madison. Both cities, as well as Green Bay, where 485 people voted, reported lines at their polling place. Early in person continues through November 1st. More than 1 million people have voted absentee in Wisconsin. Madison City Clerk says they had a rough start yesterday because the system that they use to process absentee requests wasn't working. But today the lines were shorter. Mary Beth Witzel-Beal says the city had issued almost 104,000 absentee ballots, which is a record. Over 77,000 of those have been returned. As for when the actual results come in, she says she doesn't anticipate Madison being too late on November 3rd.
In Madison, we count the absentees right at your polling place. So if we have 100,000 ballots across the city to process, there are 92 different locations that are doing that work and getting them processed during the day.
She's also reminding voters who requested an absentee ballot that the clerks need it by Election Day. So voters should mail it out now. Use a drop box, or you can hand deliver it at an absentee site so that it can be counted. While lines were short in Madison today, they were long in Middleton. The line wrapped around the block at Middleton City Hall earlier today. Voters said they waited about an hour to cast their ballots.
Election Day now just 13 days away, and while recent polls show former Vice President Joe Biden leading President Trump, both campaigns say the outcome is still up for grabs. Today, former President Barack Obama in Philadelphia making his first in-person campaign appearance on behalf of his former Vice President. Meanwhile, President Trump has been holding rallies in battleground states nearly every night. Last night, the president was in Erie, Pennsylvania. He carried the state in 2016, but the latest CBS News battleground tracker shows the president trailing Joe Biden there. Tonight, the president will be in North Carolina.
Well, just yesterday, she was excited. Tonight, Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway says she is disappointed. The owner of a property that the city looked to purchase for a men's homeless shelter is withdrawing from the deal. The mayor said, quote, "Obviously, this is unexpected and disappointing news, but it will not deter the city and the county from our serious intent to develop a new shelter facility." Rhodes-Conway and county leaders announced just yesterday they had found a location for a new permanent men's shelter on the city's east side. Located near Easttown Mall, the new multi-purpose space was planned to be a shelter for men experiencing homelessness, with the possibility of it being used to house laundry and kitchen services, among other things down the line. Right now, men experiencing homelessness are housed at Warner Park Community Center due to the coronavirus pandemic.
There is now a wall dedicated to the black community, decorated by the black community as a place to share their thoughts with others. The goal is to help work toward equality and freedom. On Monday, the YWCA held a dedication ceremony for the Black Thought Wall behind the Urban League on South Park Street. The wall is only for black people to share their thoughts, but project organizers invite everyone to come look at the messages, reflect, and be a part of turning the thoughts into action.
Thinking about our present lives, thinking about what our dreams and hopes are, thinking about how we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. You know, they fought and really advocated to the point of where we are today, and obviously there's still a lot of work to be done, so we are sort of taking the baton to continue the work forward.
And coming up tonight at 6, our Jamie Perez will have more on where the idea for this wall came from and some of the messages that are being shared.
Pope Francis endorsed gay civil unions for the first time as Pope while being interviewed for a feature-length documentary that made its premiere at the Rome Film Festival today. The papal endorsement came midway through Francesco, which delves into the environment, poverty, migration, racial and income inequality, and other issues that Pope Francis cares about most. In the documentary, the Pope says homosexual people have the right to be in a family. They are children of God, and adds what we have to have is a civil union law. That way, they are legally covered.
There is more to come on News 3 Now at 5. Democrat Chris Marion, who is running for the 51st Assembly District, is being called too radical by Republicans. We'll have a reality check on that political ad. And coming up tonight at 6, this year a record number of UW-Madison students will have their full tuition costs covered. We'll tell you how next hour. And midweek trading on Wall Street, the Dow falling 98. The NASDAQ gave back almost 32. The S&P 500 dropped 7.5. And we'll be right back.
Get the lowest prices of the season now at Ashley Home Store. Clearance and floor sample furniture is 50% off or more. Plus, take a bonus 5% off our sale prices, including clearance. And interest-free financing for up to 4 years. Only at Ashley Home Store.
Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. The perfect paint for when the nursery becomes the bedroom. That becomes his room. That becomes your favorite room in the house. Paint because you want to, not because you have to. For results that stand up to whatever life brings. Trust Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. Exclusively at Menards.
Get 11% off everything, including Pittsburgh Paramount Paint.
I worked for 47 years. Donald Trump, he's talking about messing with my Social Security. Them guys think it's monopoly money? No, it's our money. We work for it. You don't get to play with my finances. You don't get to play with my security for my family. Joe Biden looks out for the little guy. He understands what seniors are going through. I think he's going to keep Social Security safe. We need to get Biden in there to protect it.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Are you happy with your Medicare plan? Want to get more for your money? Take a look at Quartz Medicare Advantage plans in partnership with UW Health. Quartz Medicare Advantage plans start at $0 a month, including coverage for medical, hospital, and prescriptions. With $5 primary care visits, $0 preventive care, and $0 telehealth visits. It's no wonder that 98% of our Medicare Advantage members stay with Quartz. Learn more by requesting your free planning guide from Quartz today. Quartz also offers more value, including dental, vision, and hearing benefits. And Quartz gives you extras, like dollars for over-the-counter products and fitness benefits, from a plan that works closely with your doctor to take great care of you. This year, switch to Quartz Medicare Advantage. Call or go online to request your free planning guide from Quartz today.
It's the Quick Ship Mattress Sale of the Season at Ashley Home Store. Get your best night's sleep faster than any other store in Wisconsin and find unbeatable doorbusters like these. Plus, interest-free financing for up to 6 years while they last at Ashley Home Store.
Thursday morning, we'll keep taking a closer look at one of the biggest issues on the ballot in Madison.
We'll take a look at what's at stake if the Madison school referendum questions fail when we see tomorrow on News 3 Now This Morning.
At CBS News, true journalism listens to all voices and leaves the decisions to you. CBS News, America decides.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
An ad attacking one candidate for the Wisconsin Assembly relies on big money to push some misleading and false claims.
Amy Reed has this News 3 Now reality check.
We aren't radical, so why would we want one representing us in Madison?
Before we get into what this ad claims, you should know who's saying it. The small text at the end says the Republican Assembly Campaign Committee paid for the 30-second spot. The committee gets most of its big donations from individuals and candidate funds, and thousands from federal PACs like those for Koch Industries and Pfizer. Now here's what they're saying about 51st Assembly candidate Chris Marion.
Who's just fine with calling political opponents Nazis, dictators, and enemies.
This is misleading. The idea behind this comes from Marion's tweets. We could not find one where she called someone a Nazi. In 2017, she said, "This guy would make a great dictator," when quote tweeting an article about lawmakers not releasing sexual harassment investigation records, although it wasn't clear who this guy was. Earlier this year, she tweeted that she donated to the Democratic congressional candidate in northern Wisconsin, saying Tom Tiffany has been one of the worst enemies of Wisconsin lakes and streams.
Marion supports eliminating levy limits, causing property taxes to skyrocket.
This is misleading. Marion doesn't directly say this on her site, but she hints that she does, encouraging local control over revenue options. Right now, the state limits municipalities on how much they can tax your property. Eliminating that would allow your local government to raise that tax, though skyrocket is misleading, as we don't know how each town, village, or city would respond, and it would be their call.
And Marion backs the radical Green New Deal.
This is mostly false. The source for this is Twitter, though Marion never says she supports the Green New Deal. In her tweet, she says the headline was misleading, that the Green New Deal is toxic in rural America. The article says the National Farmers Union, of which Marion is a member, said the Green New Deal doesn't recognize the essential contribution of rural America. The NFU supports no less than 30 individual positions that align with the values of the Green New Deal. Marion's platform says she wants to support incentives for renewable energy at farms, businesses, and homes in order to cut down on costs associated with importing fossil fuels. For this News 3 Now reality check, I'm Amy Reed.
For more sources on this reality check and to see how honest other political ads are, head to our website, channel3000.com. Let's get a first look on the weather now. Gary Canalti has your forecast. Gary?
Well, Susan, we actually managed to sneak in some sunshine today, and it actually felt pretty nice because of that, but don't get used to it. The clouds will come right back. Three things we need to know in the forecast. Thunderstorms will develop later on tonight after the showers move in, and they'll continue through tomorrow and into tomorrow evening. Could even see some stronger thunderstorms late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. That'll be followed by a cold front as we turn breezy and colder on Friday. Temperatures will drop into the middle 40s by early on Friday morning and hold steady or even fall a little bit during the day with plenty of clouds. Then after a dry day Saturday, we're back to chilly weather, not only for Saturday but this weekend and through all of next week. And there's even the possibility for some snow showers to mix in with rain at some point between Sunday night and Tuesday, although I think it'll still be too warm for anything to stick to the ground around here. You can see some showers already starting to sneak into far southern Wisconsin. Here is a little bit drier closer to Madison, so it'll take a while for the showers to get this far north, and farther to the north there's snow falling in the northern part of the Midwest. Typical fall type storm pattern where you have snow on one side of the system and showers and thunderstorms on the south side, and sometimes we're in the middle or sometimes we're on either end of it. And right now the snow part will stay mainly to the north of us. You can see that there are winter storm warnings again from North and South Dakota through central Minnesota, with winter weather advisories into parts of far northern Wisconsin and the western upper peninsula of Michigan. That area could see anywhere from about 6 to 8 inches of snow from central Minnesota westward, and several inches of snow, perhaps 2 to 3 or 4 inches into parts of northern Wisconsin, as well as some sleet and freezing rain. Meantime, on the southern side of the system, rain will be falling, and we could be looking at anywhere from about 1 inch to 2 inches of rain through much of southern Wisconsin from tonight all the way through early Friday morning. And there's also the possibility for an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm. Storm Prediction Center still keeps us in the marginal risk area for severe weather, with hail probably being the main threat, especially in the area that's a little cooler to the north. There'll be a warm front right across southern Wisconsin, dividing cooler air to the north to much milder conditions down toward the Illinois state line. In the milder air, that's where the high wind threat would be a little bit greater. And yes, there's even the possibility for an isolated tornado to spin up, especially if that warm front intersects with the cold front right over southern Wisconsin before the colder air takes hold. So that does bear some watching for tomorrow. On Weather Track, you can see snow in the northern part of the Midwest, showers already developing developing to the south. The jet stream is kind of flattened out from west to east, and what's happening here is that's allowing the cold air to start building up to the north. The milder air is actually starting to shift northward a bit behind that warm front, and that's the front that will come through, or at least reach southern Wisconsin tomorrow. Notice south of the front, temperatures are in the upper 70s. North of the front, they're in the 30s and 40s. So for tomorrow, look for showers and some thunderstorms. The high of 57 will probably be during the evening hours, but we could see 60s south of Dane County and 40s north of Dane County. It'll be breezy during the day as well. On future track, you can see how the showers gradually overspread southern Wisconsin with a few thunderstorms by tomorrow morning. Showers and thunderstorms by tomorrow evening. This is at 8 o'clock. Notice temperatures in the 60s down toward the Illinois state line, 40s north of Madison, and we're kind of in between. Then after the showers and thunderstorms roll on through, the wind shift to the north. Those temperatures drop and stay in the lower to middle 40s through the day on Friday. The rainfall amounts about 1 to 2 inches through much of southern Wisconsin from the showers and storms. At least no accumulating snow here. And then as we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, notice temperatures below normal. Highs only in the low to mid 40s, upper 30s on Tuesday, and there's the possibility for a couple of rain and snow showers. At least Halloween at this point looks to be dry, but rather chilly. As we look at first warn traffic, right now not seeing any problems on the Beltline or on the interstate. A little bit of a slowdown on East Washington Avenue through from Madison downtown all the way out toward Easttown Mall. Right now on the Beltline, it's about a 15-minute commute either direction between University Avenue and the interstate. Heading out of Madison, about 25 to 26 minutes down to Janesville on I-3990 from the Beltline southward. On US 12 to Sauk City, it'll take you 15 minutes from Middleton, and from downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151. It's an 18-minute commute. That's your News 3 Now first warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. More to come ahead on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, how students in Middleton are helping give back to those in need. That story and more still ahead at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Celebrate the holidays with custom gifts from Madison Top Company. Clothing, mugs, ornaments, and more. Ready as fast as 1 hour with their lightning service. Buy local with fast, custom printed gifts at MadisonTop.com since 1974.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum. And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider. They do? Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
Wow, really?
Really. Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-909-4499.
He's erratic.
I have 5 different strategies I could change any moment.
Refuses to lead.
I don't take responsibility at all.
Or rely on experts.
One day it's like a miracle, it will disappear.
Enough.
As president, I'll make you a promise. I'll protect America. I will defend us from every attack, seen and unseen. Always, without exception, every time.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
We took a bad economy that was falling and turned it around. Trump took a good economy and drove it back into the ditch. Through his failure to get COVID under control, his failure to deliver real relief to working people. Does he not understand and see the tens of millions of people who've had to file for unemployment this year so far? The people who lost wages while the cost of groceries have gone up dramatically? Donald Trump has been almost singularly focused on the stock market, the Dow and NASDAQ. Not you, not your families. My plan will help create at least 5 million new, good-paying jobs and create them right here in the United States of America. Let's use this opportunity to take bold investments in American industry and innovation so that the future is made in America. I'll be laser focused on working families. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Celebrate the holidays with custom gifts from Madison Top Company. Clothing, mugs, ornaments, and more. Ready as fast as 1 hour with their lightning service. Buy local with fast, custom printed gifts at MadisonTop.com since 1974.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
It's almost Halloween, and students in Middleton are learning how to be part of the change by collecting food for those in need. Usually students at the Middleton Youth Center go door to door and collect food for the Community Action Coalition. But due to COVID, the students took a different approach. They currently have 2 green bins at the Middleton City Hall. The students also made videos promoting their Trick or Treat So Others Can Eat campaign. Organizers say it's a good way for students to give back.
The idea of the project is for students to understand the needs in the community and also be a part of the solution. So they're not only learning about the need, but they're also learning about how to make change and be a part of that change as well.
Donations can be dropped off at Middleton City Hall Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 5 in the afternoon.
All Madison Public Library locations have reopened book drops for 24/7 return of library materials. Decision to reopen book drops and reduce the quarantine period was based on new guidance from the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Book drops were closed at the beginning of the pandemic, but returns were once again accepted at libraries in mobile carts during curbside service hours back in May. At that time, there was also a 72-hour quarantine period for all materials. Now they are decreasing quarantine periods to 24 hours. Stay with us. We'll have a final check of your First Warn forecast in just a moment.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
If you elect me, your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
What does that mean for you? Household incomes down $6,500 a year. Higher gas prices at the pump and utility bills at home.
And here's how it works. I'm going to raise taxes.
Small businesses pay more. 5 million jobs lost.
You're going to get a tax raise.
An economy in ruins. That's what Joe Biden's tax increase means for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Get more help with your laundry at the Laundry Cleanup Sale now at the Brothers Maine. Save time and money with the latest in laundry from Whirlpool, Maytag, and Amana. Maine means more with free delivery on washer-dryer pairs and our risk-free 30-day price and satisfaction guarantee, so you'll be 100% confident with your purchase. That's why we're the More Store. It's the Laundry Cleanup Sale with more selection, more savings, and more help with your laundry. Only at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Because of this, we built Ford Super Duty to be the most capable heavy-duty pickup ever. Because of this, we built Ford F-150 with 375 horsepower. Because of this, we built Ford Ranger with the terrain management system. And because Ford trucks are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Now get a built Ford Tough F-150 XLT with $10,272 in total savings.
As a retired weatherman, I like things I can predict. That's why I chose an AARP Medicare supplement insurance plan from United Healthcare. It's the kind of plan with predictable out-of-pocket costs. Plus, the plan I chose has a low to 0% chance of copays. It's a sunny day for me.
Honey, you're doing it again.
I'll stop.
The only Medicare supplement plans with the AARP name. Medicare supplement plans have no networks and no referrals, so you can take charge.
If I have the honor of being president, I promise you I will lead. My plan lowers healthcare costs, gets us to universal coverage quickly when Americans desperately need it, by making it less expensive for Americans to choose plans with lower deductibles and out-of-pocket expenses, by lowering prescription drug prices, by ending the practice of so-called surprise billings. When I'm president, I will take care of your healthcare coverage and your family the same way I would my own. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, we'll meet a young scientist making strides in coronavirus research, and she's only 14 years old. That and more tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And Gary has a final check of the weather.
Well, some showers are starting to creep into far southern Wisconsin down toward the Illinois state line. Eventually, the showers will work their way over the rest of the southern Wisconsin overnight. Temperatures right now are in the 50s where there was some sunshine, but to the north, temperatures are in the 40s where there's still cloud cover. Look for showers, perhaps even some isolated thunderstorms overnight, and then showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Tomorrow's high 57 in the evening hours, but it'll be in the 60s south of Madison and in the 40s to the north. And notice temperatures pretty chilly for next week.
CBS Evening News is next. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned.